Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We have an adoption event this weekend at PetSense here in Sylacauga. We'll be there from 10 to 2. We'll primarily have cats there, but we might be able to get a couple of dogs from the shelter as well. So we invite everyone to come out and meet the kittens that we've had in our foster system. So this event is sponsored by Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and we will have cats there that have been in foster. The cats that are at PetSense right now are all from our foster system. So you'll get to meet some cats and have some really good information. So if you're looking for a cat, we have around 50 cats in foster right now. They're all young, so if you are looking for a particular color, if you're looking for a cat that's been around dogs, been around kids, a cat that you know its personality, then contact us because we can get all that information from our fosters. And we would love to find homes for these kittens because it has been slow with adoptions the last few months. So we really want to find these forever homes for all these cats. And one of the cats that will be there that you'll get to meet is Tux. So we'll have a picture of him up in just a moment. Tux is about 6 months old, and like I said, he's grown up in foster. And we are puzzled as to why he hasn't been adopted yet because he is such a laid-back cat. He's a very sweet, clean cat. When you go and clean his cage, he just kind of hangs out and watches you do it, and then all he wants is love. So he is a perfect cat for someone's home, and we would just love for you to come meet him. So again, please share this information about him. If you see any information on Facebook about the adoption event, share it with your friends and family because Tux needs a home this weekend. So come on out and meet him and meet all the other cats, and you can talk to some of our fosters as well. And we're always looking for people to help out in the foster system, so you can find out what that's all about. We'll also be walking dogs at the shelter. So we'll be at the shelter and at PetSense. We're there every Saturday dog walking from 11 to 1. And so make sure to come out and you can meet the cats at the shelter. We not only have cats in foster and PetSense, but they're at the shelter as well. And you can also help us walk dogs. You can help us pet dogs. You can just stop by and hang out with us if you want. You don't necessarily have to walk, but it's a lot of fun. The dogs enjoy getting out. It's good exercise for the humans also, so just come on out and have a lot of fun and meet these dogs at the shelter so we can find them homes also. Now, we are going to go ahead and get to my special guest today. I have Bailey Wills here. She's the band director at Fayetteville School. So Bailey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how long have you been at Fayetteville?
This is my second year.
And so you're teaching band, music, you're really working with all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
When did you first start at Fayetteville?
I started August of last year, so
Okay.
August of 2023.
And what has happened since then? What was the band like when you got there? What was the music program like? What have you been able to accomplish in the last couple of years?
When I first got to Fayetteville, the program is still kind of small, but it was smaller than what it is now.
Okay.
And so over the last 2 years, I've kind of encouraged more kids to be in the band and show them how fun it is to actually be in the band.
And it looks like you've had such a great time. And I've heard so many wonderful things about your program that you've been developing there. How much has it grown? Has the band itself grown for the high school kids?
We've grown about 10 to 15 members.
Okay, and that's significant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and how old are that kids that are in marching band? Where do they start?
In marching band, I have 7th through 8th grade.
Okay,
so 7th through 12th grade.
So we got middle school up to high
Up to
school
high
that
school.
get to march.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens, because you were saying you start with kindergartners,
Mm-hmm.
and what happens with the younger kids? What is their program like to help inspire them to join the band?
So
when they
each
get older?
week I have kindergarten through 5th grade that comes in for elementary music. And each week I try to do something a little bit different with them. And now they come to the band room. I used to go to their classrooms, but now that they come to the band room, I have more opportunities to show them different instruments. So this week I've started doing a little session at the end of class where I'll play the trumpet or trombone and play a little song for them and see if they can guess which song I'm playing.
Now, what instrument did you play in high school?
In high school, I played clarinet.
Okay.
That's my main instrument. And then in college, I picked up the tenor saxophone for jazz band.
Okay. What is it like for a music teacher, band director like you, when you're the person, you're the only one there, and yet you have all these kids playing all these different instruments? How do you teach that?
Yeah, it's taken me a while to figure out exactly how to do that. In college, we had classes like we had a brass class where we learned to play each brass instrument. We had a woodwind class where we learned how to play each woodwind, and a percussion class, and a guitar class. So you kind of learn the basics over those classes, and then it's taken a lot of practicing on my own just to kind of figure out how to do it more specifically.
Yeah, it's hard enough just to play one instrument, but I guess I didn't realize that when you majored in some type of music, or your major in college, that you would have learned at least the basics with all those instruments. That's incredible. That's a lot of hard work. But what do you find with the kids coming in? How do they choose what instrument they want to play?
Our tryout process is, at the beginning, I teach them about each instrument. We kind of have a PowerPoint where I talk about each one specifically, and then they get to pick their top 3.
Okay.
And I go through and I sit down with each kid and I let them try to play each of their instruments, top 3 instruments that they picked out. And if we need to go through more, we can go through more. And then they let me know which one. I give them my suggestion of what would be their best instrument, but overall it's their choice.
Okay. So, I bet that is good for them to sit down with you and you let them know you have a natural talent for this particular instrument, instead of just letting them choose whatever and it be a tougher road.
Yeah.
Now,
for sure.
right now, what instruments do you have in the band? Do you have?
We have a variety of almost all the instruments. In the high school band, I do need some more woodwind players. So what I tried to do for my beginners this year is I tried to gear most of them towards woodwind, so that way I could have some to choose from for the high school.
You can influence them and move things the way you need it to go. So what has been your biggest? You said you had to grow the band some, and what I've seen in general, just as, it was a million years ago that I was in high school, but we had a much bigger band, but that it does look like bands have decreased in size quite a bit. So what's been your biggest hurdle getting the kids? They look like they're having such a good time in all the pictures that you sent me. So what's the biggest hurdle getting them to get interested in band and want to come and learn how to play these instruments?
Yeah, it's kind of like a lost art, A lot of kids are more focused on sports, so what I try to do is I try to get the band out as much as possible. We participated in 3 different Christmas parades this year to kind of get ourselves out there. We go to bigger competitions to kind of get our name out there and just kind of participate more at school. Like this Friday, we're going to play for our elementary reward day.
Okay.
And so that kind of shows the younger kids what it's like to be in the high school band, and just kind of getting us out there more so that the little younger kids can see what it's like.
Get excited so they'll want to join too. So, and like I said, those pictures you sent me, it looks like everybody's having such a good time that that you can tell that you've done such a good job influencing these kids and getting them to really get fired up about band and come in there and support you, because how much you support them. Now, let's talk a little bit about, because you had some competitions during marching season. You've got some things going on coming up that the kids are doing. What's happening with that?
In marching season, this fall semester, we did very good at competitions. At our first competition, we went to Marbury to the Chameleon Marching Festival, where we scored all superiors, which is the best that you can do.
That's great.
And the reason I like that one is because they do a clinic where we can go and listen to someone give us immediate feedback on things that we did good, things that we need to work on. And I think it's good for the kids to have that automatic feedback from someone other than me. They tend to listen more to other people than to me.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And then we went to the Beaver Pond Marching Invitational at West End High School, and we got superior and excellent ratings. We also got best in class drum major, percussion, color guard, dance line, and band.
Okay, that's great. Just like I said, you've done such an amazing job, and you're seeing it in how and everything that those kids are accomplishing. Now, what do you have coming up?
Coming up, we have our music performance assessment, where we go and it's more of a judging system on concert band instead of marching band.
Okay.
And we get feedback on things that we can improve on
Okay.
and things that we're doing good concert-wise.
That's great. And I bet that helps you too as a director and as a teacher to hear that feedback as well, and gives you some different ideas. So I imagine it's all around a great opportunity for the school in general. Now, you've done such a beautiful job with band. Now let's talk about your dog. You're here on Pet Connect. So what kind of dog do you have? We got a picture up right here.
That is Mac. I have an Australian Shepherd Golden Doodle. He is a very high energy dog, but I couldn't have it any other way.
He looks like a piece of work.
Yes.
So, we always, when people are coming to the shelter to meet dogs, we always try to make sure they understand sometimes you're going to have a very high energy dog that's going to wear you out all the time, and understand he's that kind of dog.
Yes.
But he looks very, very sweet. If he'll wear a tie for you, then he's a good
Yeah.
dog. And there he is again. So he's, how long have you had him? How old is
I've
he?
had him for 2 years.
Okay,
He turned 2 in October.
okay.
So
Well, he
I got
is-
him right after that.
He's such a cute dog, so we appreciate you coming on here and sharing him with us, and we appreciate you coming on and talking about Fayetteville Band, and we wish you all the luck with growing that band, and I'm
Thank you.
quite sure that you'll do that. And let us know if you need to come back on Pet Connect. We'll talk more about what you're doing there at Fayetteville.
Yes, ma'am.
And make sure to join us this weekend, because we will be at PetSense, like I said, from 10 to 2. Now, the adoption fee I didn't mention earlier is $80 for a cat, and we need cash or check. Even though we're at PetSense, we can't use their credit card machine. So make sure if you are planning on adopting a cat, it's cash or check. We do have some carriers there. If you're not expecting to take one home and you need to get one, I believe there's just a small fee to get one of the cardboard carriers. But please come prepared. If you think you're going to come and go home with a new family member, then bring a carrier with you so that you can get the pet home as well. But we're there 10 to 2, and you could come by there at 10 and then come to the shelter at 11 if you want to help us walk dogs, because we can always use the help there. But we appreciate the community and appreciate everyone coming out, and please share all this information so we can find Tux a home, because he really needs to get out of PetSense, and I'm sure he's wondering why he's even there after he came from a foster system. But like I said, he is a great cat, so come on out and meet him, and let's find him that forever home. And we'll have more Daybreak after these messages. Thanks for joining us.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge and your help, we can save them all.